It's going to sound a little weird, pain and suffering. So I went through quite a bit of pain when I was young. As a child, very sick. Was in and out of doctors' offices on a monthly basis, and they could not find out what was wrong with me. So to make a really long story short, I found natural medicine, natural wellness. I found herbs, herbology, cleansing, detoxification, and I dove, about as head first as you possibly could into it. And I found solutions. And the solutions completely and totally changed my life. And there was no looking back. From that point, I was probably 17 years old, 18 years old, and I have been in one industry my entire life, and that's the natural wellness industry. Today, the amount of pain and suffering, and I don't mean to sound so heavy, but the amount of pain and suffering that I see with cancer rates on the rise and with children and the diseases, the autism and all of the unbelievable, the nervous system conditions and the brain conditions and the depression, and all of this is just a massive pot, a soup, if you will, of pain and suffering. And it's unnecessary. So much of it is completely unnecessary, it's reversible, it's fixable, and we have to learn to live closer to nature and closer to the land, and we have to learn plant medicine. That's my why. Well, we're working on many. One of them, I'm really excited about, we're working on an alkaline, healthy, mold-free and chemical-free organic coffee product. And so basically we've taken coffee, which can be healthy for you and in some respects is not healthy. We've taken all the unhealthy elements out of it. So the chemical processing, the mold, the poisons, the toxins, the herbicides, the fungicides, the larvicides, all of the chemicals that are used in just standard conventional coffee, and we've turned it into something really healthy and really clean and really gentle on the stomach and gentle on the system. And we've taken the pH of coffee up to over 7.0, the potential hydrogen. So we've turned an acid food into an alkaline food that doesn't rob from the bones, that doesn't rob the calcium from the body. To me, as a nutritionist, that's a really, really big deal. I love coffee, so now I can drink my coffee and I get my alkalinity and my health. Another one we're working on, which I'm really excited about, is with a company called Research Elements LLC. And it's with a very well-respected medical doctor named Dr. Christian Bogner. And he is a specialist in the world of autism. He has a personal story with autism, and he is a great, caring, loving practitioner, and he has a partner who is also a very deep researcher in the world of autism, and his name is Alex Zaharakas. And I hope I got that right, Alex. But Alex is a really intense researcher. He also works with autistic children, and he has cracked the code. The two of them have cracked the code on the nutritional deficiencies, the chemical toxicities, the heavy metal damage, the nervous system, the brain, the fat that's needed. They've just cracked the code on this issue, and they're providing some relief, some real solid relief. And so we're working with them to develop these products for them. Those are just two examples of many. Another one quick would be a shower head that removes all the chlorine, all the fluoride, all the chemicals, all the toxins, all the poisons, all the things. The human body absorbs about 6 to 8 glasses of water in a nice warm shower. Those pores open up and the body absorbs the water. It's crazy what we're absorbing and what we're breathing in the shower when we're taking a chlorinated, fluoride-filled shower. And so we are working and have finished and completed this amazing shower head that has 15 stages of filtration, and it purifies so you could take a shower with clean water, mineralized water, water that is high in alkalinity, high in minerals, high in ORP, oxygen radical potential, and it's a healthy shower. You want to absorb this water. It doesn't dry you out and damage your cells and your tissues and your hair and your skin and everything else. So those are 3 examples of the kind of cutting edge stuff that we're really, really passionate about. Wow. I mean, yes, I have many, unfortunately. Mistake I made. So I would say one that really kind of pops in my head is it was probably around 1988 or 89, and I was just beginning the world of natural formulations. You know, I would put together plant compounds that had great results for people. And I was working on an eye formula that you put in your eyes topically. And this was 1988. And I was using the obvious thing. So there's a herb, it's called eyebright. And eyebright is probably the #1 herb on the planet for your eyes. And you can drink it, but you can also apply it topically. I was also doing research on linseed oil, which they use in horses' eyes. And I also did research, quite a bit of self-research, on organic apple cider vinegar, diluted, of course, washing the eyes out with that. I put the 3 together, put them in an eyedropper, put them in my eyes for the first time, and I couldn't see for about 3 or 4 hours because the linseed oil was so thick, it actually covered. I could see, but it was just, everything was really, really blurry. And it took about 4 hours or 5 hours to wear off. And I realized that's probably not going to be marketable. The regular consumer's probably not going to want to put something in their eyes, have it burn a little bit, and then not be able to see for 4 or 5 hours. So that was one of my lessons. It was funny, but at the time it wasn't too funny. Another one, I would go on these really long journeys in the jungle. So I traveled the world. I've probably been around the world 3 or 4 times completely. And I would go into the jungles and I would look for plants. And I would stay in the jungles sometimes for a very, very long time. And I'd run out of food. So you have to eat what's available, which makes you learn the right plants to eat and not plants to not eat. Well, I stopped and said, you know what, I was in the jungles. I thought I'm going to have papaya for dinner. And so I gathered about 5 large papayas, cut them open, and I knew when you eat papaya, you want to eat the seeds because the seeds are anti-parasitic. So I cut the papayas open and I started spooning out the papaya and the seeds, and I ate as much as I could, and I was full. Well, it had a cleansing effect on me. So for the next day, I was cleansing and detoxifying my bowels and my digestive system to a degree that's probably too much to go into here. So I got a good cleansing from those papaya seeds. So for me, reimagining the health and the wellness industry is an obvious place that we would end up right now in society. The reason why we're there is because what we have is not working. A lot of what we have in the modern technology is good. It's great. The imaging and certain things that where we can get more information, but a lot of it's not working. If you look at the cancer rates, the rise of cancer, I think in 2020, over 10 million people worldwide died of cancer. You've got some cancers increasing at epidemic proportions. You've got cancers that many of us, when we were younger, never even heard of. You've got bile duct cancer. What is bile duct cancer? It's increased 142%. You've got gallbladder cancer. You've got appendix cancer, which increased at 252%. appendix cancer. You've got cancers like trachea cancer or esophageal cancer. These are all increasing at epidemic proportions. So to me, that's a lot of pain and suffering. That's a lot of fear. That's a lot of carnage. Reimagining wellness means we better do something, and we better do something fast. And that's why your question in this conversation is so important and so relevant. We have no choice. We have to reimagine wellness today. Yes, the cost would be one example. It's you get sick today and you're broke, or you're fighting with an insurance company. That's crazy. You not only are you now spending your energy in the fear of battling the fight of your life, but you're also spending your time and your energy now figuring out how you're going to pay for it. Some of the cost of these medications and some of the cost of these procedures when we get sick is unbelievable. It's literally difficult to comprehend. And so you've got the cost of getting sick. You've got the lack of knowledge, like where do I turn? What do I do? What am I going to do? How am I going to learn about cancer of the liver or cancer of the pancreas, or what to do and what my treatment is and what my options are and how much natural do I do versus how much traditional do I do? It's just all of a sudden people are trying to become experts overnight while they're dealing with these very scary life circumstances. It's a really tall order. Well, because there's a lot that's not working. I mean, we've reached a certain crescendo, a certain peak, a certain point where when I was a kid, I really didn't know anybody that had cancer, right? I mean, I wasn't really affected by cancer. I certainly didn't know what a lot of these cancers were. So to me, it was this big scary thing, but it was really far away from me as a child. Today, I don't know anybody that doesn't and has not been affected by cancer. I just don't. I don't know anybody that cancer hasn't ravaged their family or their friends or their loved ones in some way, shape, or form. So what does that say to us? Does that not say to us, hey, something's knocking at the door. Something's saying to us, hey, you better answer this door. You better answer this calling, because if you don't, it's only going to get worse. I just gave you some statistics. 252% increase in one cancer, 142% increase in one cancer, 10 million people worldwide. Those are really, really overwhelming epidemic style statistics. Those statistics speak to exactly what you're asking me, which is why now? Why not now? How much pain and suffering do we have to experience before we say, whoa, wait a minute. This is not getting better. This is getting worse. We need to do something about it. Let's take a look at tradition. Let's take a look at plant medicine. Let's take a look at nature. Let's take a look at not so much aggressive intervention. And most importantly, let's take a look at knowledge and prevention. Then we're going to get somewhere. Number one, I'm always going to go back to children. You have to get the young generation that has malleable minds that start to learn and absorb and take the information in, so they understand that health is not convenience, and it's not the chemicals and the toxins and the fast food and the junk food and the fried food. There's nothing healthy about it. We have to teach them that live foods and healthy foods and nutritious foods is going to completely change their body and give them the health that they need and they want. Number two, it's going to sound a little strange, but all advancements that we have in the modern world and in technology, whether it's the industrial age or whether it's the technological age, They all are incredibly beneficial, but they also have a flip side to them. So for an example, the creation of the car, the vehicle, it's incredible. I mean, it's got so many benefits. I couldn't list them all here, but people stop walking. Buildings, they make them so tight now to conserve energy, but the chemicals that are used are now trapped inside, and there's something called sick building syndrome. It's been around for quite a while since we came up with these modern building materials. Is that really healthy for us? Those chemicals have been proven to cause cancer. Extension of shelf life. They can make a Twinkie last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. What's being used? Does it have carcinogens in it? Absolutely, there's no question about it. All of these advancements, they all have a flip side. We as a society, if we're going to understand health and wellness, have to get our heads around this and learn to counter this. Number 3 would be learn plant medicine. People in society think because information and knowledge is 100 years old or 1,000 years old or 1,500 years old, it's really of no value, that it's old or that it's outdated. And nothing could be further from the truth. These people, these healers in these cultures around the world were incredibly knowledgeable about how to heal the human body structure and frame and keep people well. And they did it without operations, without emergency rooms, and they did it well. This information, this knowledge has been buried. It's been pushed down, and it shouldn't be, because there's tremendous value in this information, and we could use it today. And the people who do use it today have incredible health. We've got to get closer and learn more about these plants, about the wisdom and the ancient medicine, and we need to merge it with today's modern technological medicine. And number 4, we have to be able to focus more on prevention, more on wellness, and more on mindset. These are the keys to getting the body well. Without mindset, you lose determination. Without mindset, you lose a focus. You lose that ability to stay on track. Without the day-to-day structure and the day-to-day system, it's almost impossible to be well. Without prevention, we are going to get sick. We have to understand that wellness is a journey. We have to get on this journey. We have to learn everything we can. We have to incorporate healthy live foods. And we can't wait till we're sick to start learning about our body. We don't wait till our house is on fire before we call the fire person to come help us put it out. We don't wait till we're sick to learn about our liver or our pancreas or our lungs or our heart. All of a sudden, people at 50 years old are scrambling to learn about their ovaries or their breast or their lymphatic system because they get some kind of serious disease, and then they're on a crash course, and then it's just impossible. We have to understand the art and the science of preventative health and wellness. And then number 5 is that we have to make wellness more affordable. It needs to be more available. Wellness, health products, organic foods, and quality supplementation should not be just available for rich people. It should be available for everybody. $120 supplement that costs $3 to make, and the rest of it's being utilized as profits and marketing, that's not helping the entire community. That's not, to me, reimagining the health and wellness is making healthy, clean, live, vibrant, organic foods available to everybody, and healthy, clean, organic, excipient, and binder-free nutritional supplements available to everybody. And right now, that's not the case. So if I had to pick 5, it would be those 5 things that could help enhance, reform, and improve the health and wellness industry. Reimagine it with children learning every single day how to eat, how to take care of their body, where their organs, how their organs are, where they function. Every single thing that I just said, that to me, the teachers, the school children, the parents, the young malleable minds that can learn this information just like they'd learn a second language. That's how I reimagine it. And allowing the medical world and the alternative world to work better together. I think that we're making grounds there. I think that we're making strides there. I think that we're making progress, but it's still not enough. The medical world still says, no, don't take those herbs. And much of the natural world, the herbal world, says, no, don't take those medications. And the two need to come together better because they both provide benefits and they both have their own base of knowledge that is valuable and that is useful for the patient. Lack of knowledge, the disconnect at the school level, the disconnect. Can somebody tell me what the purpose of your hypothalamus is? That right there. Nobody being able to answer. Can anybody tell me the function of the human gut microbiome? Crickets. Crickets. Nobody can tell me that. Yet it's the human gut microbiome that's determining why so many people are sick today. Do you know that of the 14 cancers that are on the rise, I mean epidemic rise, do you know 8 of them have to do with the human digestive tract? Do you know that the 8 of them that have to do with the human digestive tract all trace back to the gut microbiome? And experts are now saying that the gut microbiome may be the cause of one of the causes of the increased cancer rates in our industrialized nations. Gut microbiome. So there's a massive disconnect here. And I often say it, and I don't want to be too harsh, but we're living in the dark ages when it comes to personal wellness. We'll look back on this time and we'll say, wow, that was the dark ages, dude. How did they even live like that? Were they really eating that? That's what's going to happen. Well, a couple of ways. Go back to the schools, go back to the merging better and healthier of the natural alternative worlds with the medical worlds. Much like what Christian Wagner has done, with his work with the autism community. But we have to learn to be more proactive with our own health. You have to learn to know what a symptom means. This is really important. So I use the analogy all the time. Don't wait till your house is on fire to call the fireman or the firewoman. Don't wait till it's burning to call someone. Don't let it catch on fire in the first place, right? Another perfect analogy. Sorry for all the analogies. You're driving down the highway, you're going through the desert. Your car light, engine light comes on and it's flashing red. The Western mentality, today's world, it's like, man, that light, that's really bothering me while I'm trying to drive. Honey, can I have a hammer? Take the hammer, bang, smash the light out. That light's not bothering me anymore. I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to keep driving through this nice hot desert. What happens? The engine blows up. When we get a headache, that's a symptom. That's telling us something's off in our body. We have to learn to love our symptom. A headache is not a deficiency of Tylenol. Depression is not a deficiency of Prozac. We have to learn that these symptoms that we have in our body, they are messengers, and they're beneficial, and they're good. They give us the information. Hey, I'm knocking at your door. Something is wrong. You might want to take a look at that liver if that headache is continuing to happen. And it tells us go in and fix the problem at a deeper core level. That is proactive health. When I get a symptom now, I love it. Oh, I got a pimple. I know my blood is dirty. Oh, I've got a headache. I know my liver is probably toxic. When I get a symptom, I know it's telling me something else, and I've learned to love it and fix it properly. And you can fix it like that if you have the knowledge. I have 3. The first one I have, and that I like them all equally. The first one that I have would be, we can't put clean water in a dirty bottle. Now, what does that mean? So have you ever found an old bottle, really old bottle, like antique, and it had like dirt in the bottom of it? This much dirt. You want that dirt out because you want to put this on a shelf because it's old, it's a 100-year-old bottle. You put water in, what happens? All that clear water, clear, crystal clean water, all of it turns dark brown or black and it becomes mud water. You have to pour it out and keep putting new water in. What does that mean? That means that in our body, when we have all these toxins and all these poisons in our body, we can't wake up one day at 45 years old and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to start eating healthy. I think I'm vegan today. I'm going to go get some sprouts and some seeds, and I'm going to get some organic juice, and I'm going to buy a bunch of supplements, and I'm going to be healthy. Yay, me. It doesn't work that way. You got to say, woo, I've got some undoing to do. Go in, start cleaning out that liver, start cleaning out that colon, start cleaning out the pancreas and the gallbladder and the bloodstream and the lymphatic system that has no heart to pump it. Get the body clean. Then start putting in all that amazing, good, healthy food and supplements and exercise and whatever you want to do. You can't put clean water in a dirty bottle. Clean the bottle out, then put the good water in. The second one would be, health is not everything, but everything is nothing without health. Just talk to a billionaire with cancer. And the last one would be, if we don't take care of our bodies, where are we going to live? So whoever is in charge of the school system, I don't know who it is, but whoever can make that final decision and determine what are those children going to learn, because therein lies the healing of the next generation. Teach them wellness, true wellness. Teach them natural remedies. Teach them how to eat. Teach them to stay away from the frankenfood. Those children will get well. And we deal with this every single day at All In. We just spend so much energy coaching and training and teaching and trying to get people to learn. We do this all day long, every day. So they can reach me at allinnutritionals.com. All of social media, you can just type in All In Nutritionals. Unfortunately, my Facebook page has been maxed out for about 10 years now. So they only allow 5,000 friends, and so I can't accept anybody else. I've been maxed out for about 10 years. My personal Facebook page, yeah. So just go to All In Nutritionals because I'm not posting that much on my personal page any longer.